Okay, throw your scissors in the trash and throw them in the dumpster because this is true origami, and today we're gonna finish Origami Link with all the details he needs. So, so for those who might have, so I did had a older video a couple months ago with basically a previous Link design. But this time around, yeah, so this is kind of the more known one that's like actually part of the Smash Bros series I'm doing now. And I hope you're excited for that. I'm trying to pull Samus, of course, but I think that'll be kind of neat because, yeah, I think some of you guys are starting to enjoy this kind of stuff. I mean, hopefully you are. So, and I'm excited to do so as well. I think I dreamed of doing this for a long time, and so I think this would be pretty sick. Yeah, so I might talk about some of those stuff here and there, but just a very quick thing with the what's going on right here. So I'm using a lot of like I guess you could say just like, I don't know, I keep like pushing the layers back and forth, but I'm basically trying to get like the belt and the skirt and the tunic design on Link here. You'll see that folding the, especially if you've seen the previous version, like folding the body is like, first of all, the most different thing that's happened, along with maybe other minor details that modified Link a lot better. But now, yeah, so this is obviously a really good design of him. And yeah, you kind of see I use crimps for the belt. And yeah, one thing I do want to mention, especially for these parts, yeah, so this will definitely be the longest part because detailing the model does kind of take like a lot longer compared to pre-creasing and making the base. But overall, I say it's enjoyable. I have the intention of Eric Joyzel to just like kind of get to like that fun part where the model is starting to come together, and that's why I love Origami so much, and I hope that's the reason too of why you like it. So all that good jazz. But on the other hand, of course, like all the detailing I'm doing here can be modified. I mean, the base and all of that sure would probably need to stay the same, but like detailing the model is just all in your own taste. Like you can like do like, because this Link is, I think, is supposed to be based off like Twilight Princess Link. I didn't do like Breath of the Wild Link or anything because I mean, otherwise I would like to add like the quiver or bow at the same time, but that'd be kind of complex or whatever. But beyond that, those kind of like, yeah, I wanted to do just like kind of the more traditional Link. Everybody's like, everybody knows basically. I mean, I guess a lot of people don't Breath of the Wild. A lot of people played it, so, but I kind of went with the more traditional Twilight Princess Link that I knew for a long time, and I thought, yeah, and it just works really well with the base because I get the long cap, pointy cap thing, which looks like a Pope's cap right now, a very tall one. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so that's the details for the legs. There wasn't anything too complex going on there. It was just like creating like those two crimp pleats just to like add the details on the boots that you kind of get. But now we get into the tunic, and yeah, this is kind of like at least my way of doing the tunic. You can probably have a different way if you want to, but this is my way of doing the tunic. And like I said, I think these are kind of going to be like my favorite parts to talk about because there's like so much possibilities you have on how you want to detail Link here. It's just obviously like animation, of course. You're going to have like many different styles that, and depending on what you choose, this is kind of what I went with, where I first crimp onto the center there and then do an inside reverse fold right here. I'm basically trying to create the sash detail that's, of course, wields Link's sword. I mean, obviously in the model, you don't see like the place where Link would hold the Master Sword, but I literally didn't worry about it. I just want to get the front details. If I worry about the back details, that would have been like a whole lot of mess. Like, it would not be fun. I'm not a big fan of trying to do this kind of things, but at the same time, I really am like trying to get like all the necessities to say, hey, that's Link, or hey, that's Mario, hey, that's Donkey Kong, or whatever. And yeah, I mean, hopefully that continues to go on a good train as the time goes on. And yeah, like if you really do want to keep up with these things, then yeah, of course, like being able to, I'm gonna say yes, subscribe, but I don't demand it, but hey, it's cool, you know. But anyways, so So I'm basically for this one part here, for the top part where the sash would, well, sash, I don't know what you call it, belt thing, whatever, that goes around Link's chest. The one shoulder part, turned into a flap compared to the previous version. Detailing was so different, compared to the previous version, which I don't know if I mean, I'll probably keep it for those who are interested since I mentioned about it now. But yeah, but this version is so much better. Like it gets the color details a lot better. Sash details again are like it's like more straightforward and just also again just like a lot better in my opinion. And so that has been really nice. So yeah, and I'm at least happy to be able to like show this off here. I mean, I love being able to show these designs now to everyone. I mean, sure, these might not be like the best quality like origami views you can see, but I mean, I'm trying my best, and I'm trying my best with these models, and I really hope you guys enjoy them. But I don't want to get too complimentary, or else I'd be annoying. Anyway, so I think now we're moving on to the head now. That's kind of a different thing I also did. In the previous Link version, I went straight for doing the Master Sword and the shield. In this version, I just found it like better in my, well, this is optional with what folding pattern you want to do. I mean, right now I'm still trying to work on the tunic. I'm trying to like pull up some of the layers just to like, you know, just to make the tunic a lot cleaner without having like too much stuff going on, like too much of those unnecessary layers. So I'm kind of pulling some stuff here and there just to be sure. Don't worry, I think I can see it just fine even with my hair. I mean, I'm a very concentrated man. I need to really look if I want to get this right, and that's just annoying when trying to like get the footage at the same time. But yeah, but overall, like the tunic details I think look really well. At least like when I finished the design, it looked really great. I mean, that's another thing too I love about this new folded version is that Link actually looks like a lot more buff with the tunic. Like Link was actually like skinny like in the original design, or at least he just looked like stiff like a board. Like it was okay, but like with this design it was like a lot more organic. Like it actually looked like he was wearing a tunic, and that kind of result is just like what I want to get. And yeah, then like right here I'm trying to like fold these unnecessary layers in the very back so they're not like sticking out, but so then that way you're like being able to just yeah, like once again I'm trying to be sure I'm not creating too much like distractions in the design. And while there's a lot going on, like it's just enough where you can, yeah, you can see the sash she's wearing, the belt, and there's all this good stuff that you definitely need. But yeah, so like overall, yeah, again, it doesn't look too bad. Now for the head details, so I'm always inspired by Eric Joysel. I think Eric Joysel is one of my favorite artists, well, origamiists. Alongside with Satoshi Kamiya, Arki Yoshizawa. I did not say his name right, but he's an origami master who, like, I don't know, yeah. But yeah, so like, but anyways, with Eric Joysel here, I do his signature face thing where you have like the, like, what do we call it? Yeah, just like all of those like 4 flaps, the chin, the mouth, the nose flap, and the eye flap. And you can kind of see like what's going on. And this is, I think, just basically the most optimal and simplest way to be able to do like face details. I really like doing face details. I really wanted to like take inspiration from Eric Joysel, and especially when I can make like facial expressions, like it's really neat. It's really neat. But as you can see right now, Link's head looks pretty big, which ends up being fixed up eventually. But yeah, I mean, having a big head does make face details a lot easier. But yeah, but like right now though, yeah, like his head should not be that big. But when we get into narrowing the parts, like especially when we like give him a better neck, then all of it is going to be well. So then right here, so we're moving up a little bit higher up to the cap. And this is how I do the ears, where I kind of do like that, I don't know what you call it, like you kind of sink that part in, like just some more box splitting techniques for those who are familiar with the technique. And so yeah, and so I'll have these two flaps here, and I think yeah, so I think and those two flaps like are gonna be for Link's side hairs, which I managed to get in this design, thank goodness. Which I don't think I would normally do that, but it's like cool I was able to get that. And then of course Link's pointy ears. Like he's not an elf, but okay, whatever. He's a Hylian. But yeah, so like yeah, so you'll see that yeah, I'm creating those two flaps there. I think it's I think it's the side hairs that are the middle flaps, if I remember correctly. And also this, yeah, so that hair flap I extended, like stretched it up more. I basically did like kind of like a spread squash open sink. Then I pulled it, like not like jerk hit whatever, but okay, pulling as in yeah, like I lifted up higher so that way I could yeah get like Link's hair in the right spot. Yeah, like head details is so much better this time around. Again, I think the previous version was okay, but definitely needed the modifications. Like yeah, like the old version was like I think 2 months ago when this by the time this video comes out. So yeah, so I think yes, like when I'm also detailing the model, I'm like also like not like don't really go for like super consistency with what I want to do. I always want to try doing like especially when I refold a design, I'm like wanting to do like different details. And so yeah, so it was kind of like I need to play around there. But yeah, as you can see, like Link's side hair is the middle flap there, and the ear flap is like I guess you could say like an outside reverse fold kind of thing. Yeah, but and also you kind of I don't know if you noticed. I mean, I didn't, but I folded the side of Link's head. Wait, did I do that? Oh yeah, I did. But yeah, but that helps to get Link's neck and to make his head a lot smaller looking. I mean, on the other side, it doesn't look like that right now. But yeah, but like a lot of this is just a lot of playing around. That's why like I think yeah, like I do want to show off like every detail in the tutorial, but it's like I don't want to like overshoot a lot of time being wasted, because like at the same time, I mean, once again, all of this is like up to you on how you want to design Link here. You can make him like Ocarina of Time Link, you can maybe modify him to be Child Link, maybe like making certain flaps like a little bit bigger or smaller. Either way, it's all up to the ways of creativity here, and that's what's awesome about Origami. I mean yeah, like you get those like freedom like clay modeling, I think, and that's just like what's so sick about it. And when you know these like advanced techniques, then it's like you really do have like this whole oyster of like what you can do, and it's a pearl. So it's like beautiful, like this design here along with my many other designs I've done. And anyways, yeah, I don't know, I don't want to do too much inspiration talk, but it's cool. But nonetheless though, I'm working on the other ear now with the side hairs, and yeah, you can let's see, I think I was gonna say something that I forgot. I think like kind of like some of the annoying parts is that the one layer in the back of Link's right ear, for some reason, like if you could kind of see it on the side of Link's neck, like there's that like no, like both of them there, like those like very back layers kept getting in the way. I was like excuse me, I was like trying to use like swivel folds to hide them, and yeah, that worked. I mean, eventually when I finished detailing the model after I finished the video recording, at least it looked a lot better. But I don't know how far I got with this. Yeah, and yeah, longer views are kind of annoying because I can't upload them quick. So sorry this took so long. Anyways. So yeah, so we're just about finished up with Link's head. You can kind of see it like take form very well. I mean, yeah, you get the cap detail, which I did inside reverse folds on the back, so that's kind of what I did here. And yeah, and then right here, I guess the last thing I need to do, so I think I did like open sinks and some inside reverse folds for like the side of Link's head. My fingers kind of get in the way, but I mean, especially for those who kind of did stuff like this before, can kind of be like, oh yeah, this is what I need to do. So yeah, so here it is, Link's head up close. So now we're gonna get into the sword detail. So that's gonna be, well, easier to do. I mean, yeah, because I love doing sword models. Meaning I'm gonna enjoy the Fire Emblem characters probably. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna like use the same base just for them just as a joke. I think because like all the Fire Emblem characters literally look the same with like how they wear the capes, have the swords and the hairstyles and whatever. Yeah, but the tricky thing about sword details, I mean, the base I have for this small like works super well for the hand to the sword details I get from Link here, and yeah, but like sword detailing, especially for those who are trying it for the first time in some of their own designs, can be hard. Like, I definitely had a hard time trying to get into that way where it looks like a separate flap, at least. I mean, that can be like almost impossible, kind of. Well, some models pull it off super well, and I don't think that's always the case, but yeah, but generally it's always hard to get the sword to look like it's like not like attachable, like like it doesn't look like a longer arm on the character like Link here. So that's like kind of like the trickiest part when it comes to being able to do these swordsman designs. Of course, like the more I kept doing it, the more I kind of like got used to it, or at least I started to figure out like what I found the best and all those things. Also, this technique, I didn't really explain it, but if you pull Satoshi Kamiya's Ancient Dragon, the way he does the claws, like where he does those sinks there, that's the technique I'm doing. Like, I'm using that same technique from Satoshi Kamiya's Ancient Dragon and Wizard for the hands on his Wizard. So I did the same thing for Link here. Like, really good trick anyways. So so yeah, that works out there. Also, I kind of went back for the head. I mean, obviously, sometimes when I do work on certain details of the model, like one part will look kind of off, or at least start to get a lot clunky. I mean, it might have been happening with Link's head. Not too much, though. I mean, I don't think it happens too often anyways, in a lot of Origami designs. Yeah, so then right here, this is just me unloosing all the layers there. And how I did the fingers is actually not as obvious as it looks for some. For thumb flaps, so like, oh yeah, and then right here I'm just stretching this part here just so I could get the details on Link's arm. There's actually not too much details on Link's arm with the shield because I just didn't worry about like adding like a lot of details on Link's left arm. He should have been left-handed, but I don't know. Link is kind of like nowadays right-handed, thanks to like Twilight Princess on the Wii, Skyward Sword, and now Breath of the Wild, where like oftentimes now he's just like right-handed. So, well, at least right now, like most commonly he's like at least like right now he's just left. Well, yeah, like most of the time he's left-handed, so yeah, but like a lot of times though I don't really pay attention. But anyways, yeah, so this is me doing the thumb flap. So you'll see it's like not part of the middle flap, so I actually made it an edge flap. That's actually how I do sword models. At least I found it a lot better to do it that way, because especially in like Satoshi Kamiya's Wizard, which when I fold Satoshi Kamiya's Wizard, I always modify the hands to do that trick where the thumb flap is underneath the flap or like the sword or the staff. And so that's kind of what I do there. I just make it like an inside reverse fold, and boom, it actually looks really good. It makes like being able to get the shaping a lot easier. And those good stuff, you know. Anyways, so now I'm just narrowing the swords if inside, open sinks right here. So obviously that's like, obviously the sword, the Master Sword is like not a really thick sword compared to Cloud's Katana? Buster Sword? I can't remember. Those are going to be really fun models to pull. I just realized, both Cloud and Sephiroth have to exist in the roster, so it's going to be like, dang, that's going to be an anxious challenge to do. But I kind of folded Cloud before, but I could do something better. yeah, and you'll also notice too, like Link's, well, pinky is actually an edge flap. So what I'm actually doing is that those middle flaps, there's actually going to be a middle flap for the sword hilt on Link's Master Sword. So that's actually what I'm doing there now. So yeah, but at the same time, but then those other middle flaps will be the finger flaps. So that's kind of like, I guess why I say it was like less obvious. But yeah, but I'm like always far out into like doing those kind of things, just like being able to use what I have for an advantage and just be like, boom, like this looks really good. So yeah, it's like, that's like why like getting the details for, and yeah, making the sword hill is like pretty easy to do for Link's Master Sword details. Wait, what was I gonna say before though? And I dropped the model. What fun. So I don't know, never mind. But yeah, so like right here, I needed to, the tricky part here was to not make the, well, tricky part, well, the most important part was that I didn't make like the wing hilts, like on the Master Sword, to not be too high up, because obviously I don't want to make it look too short, and that would not be good. I mean, a lot of my previous Sword Miz designs either have like, my previous human designs had like short arms, like for all my humanoid designs, and it was just like, yeah. Well, right here is actually like pretty a nice way to get like the iconic wing shapes on the Master Sword. Just pulling those layers out like you're doing like crane wings on a bird design like that. At least for some. You also get that middle flap there too for like that crystal detail you get on the Master Sword as well. I mean, that was like another thing that was I really love about this design. I just get all the details I want on the Master Sword. At least the necessary ones to be like, yeah, he's wielding the Master Sword. And it's like, yeah, that's the Master Sword. If you see it, of course. Anyways, yeah, so now I'm just gonna, I think this is kind of like some final shaping on the arm here, just narrowing it up. I didn't do inside reverse folds I only did one inside reverse fold in the middle of Link's hands. I just wanted to like give like that clenched fist, so that way Link is holding the Master Sword. I'm not a big fan of what? Where I do like separate individual fingers when characters are wielding swords, because like, I don't know, for some reason it just doesn't look super good in my opinion unless I really need to. But so that's just kind of why I do. Again, you could totally do it differently. It's all up to you. It's Origami's freedom, so. Alright, yeah, so again, this is just right here, just last details here. I kind of didn't do too much, like, actual, like, proper shapings that I exactly wanted. I mean, again, after the video, I like just like actually shaped up Link the way I wanted him to be. Like, I might have made the head like a little bit smaller. I mean, right now it doesn't look super good, but hey, that's just me trying here. So at least to show you like how to actually detail Link here. So yeah, so yeah, again, like sometimes heads are like pretty tricky to do, especially when you're doing this style you do with Eric Joyzel here. Where, yeah, especially where like sometimes like the character will look scared or sad instead of like looking like aggressive or anything, and sometimes that's hard to do sometimes, but yeah, like ways I would do is just kind of like do like eyebrow details when I can, which, yeah, like using some of the layers you can do that. I mean, yeah, and seriously, like if you guys can like fold this and like successfully, like with like a lot bigger paper, like I don't know, just like, I mean, yeah, I don't really have like a way of like seeing pictures, but if I could find it though, like, yeah, like if you could say like, hey, I just pulled this design, it looks awesome or whatever, or even just sending a URL of like the image of any origami full models, you might have fooled it from one of my tutorials, and that would be awesome. I would love to see like what you guys have done, if you're able to do it. Okay, yeah. So now to the final part. The shield was kind of tricky to figure out. I mean, or yeah, at least like always it was hard to do. And in my previous Link design, Link had like actually a much bigger shield than he should have had. And so in this design, I made the shield smaller, is why I did. Yeah, so I was actually kind of doing something wrong here. So like, what you're actually supposed to do for this design, when I get to that point, is that you're actually supposed to wrap the shield like this. So like, kind of like put in the back. You'll also notice too, like the one part, like Link's back there, that one layer is like being stretched. But the advantage though is that you can't really see it in the final design, at least. So, and you also kind of get away with like making it as like a sleeve detail for Link's other arm there. So yeah. So I think like most people who will try and fold it might have to like play around a lot with getting the shield design here, but it's very doable though, thankfully. I mean, shields, I think shields in origami in general are just hard to do in general. I mean, I got like a lot better at doing it, but sometimes I will have that hard time of doing it. And that's like a lot of fun, so. And yeah, and then right here, like also another hard part is also trying to get like Link's hand to show. But it's also kind of tricky too. I'm seeing a lot of tricky stuff right now. But what's tricky here especially is like, I don't want to make Link's left arm like too short. Like, it's actually slightly shorter than like Link's right arm, or at least the arm where Link is holding the Master Sword. But I mean, for the most part though, like as long as it's not like visibly showing, you can get away with it. I didn't take too much time on the video trying to get it to work. I mean, again, I like afterwards I like played around with it just to get it, of course, like being sure the shield position was correct. Like I had to like lift the shield up a little bit higher. But once again, like, yeah, like, I wanted to be sure, like, the shield was, like, too big, but that I can also kind of, like, add those kind of details as well. And, yeah. Anyways, yeah, so we're just about to wrap things up in just a minute and a half. So, yeah, so I think overall, like, folding this origami Link was pretty fun to do. I like the new format I'm doing now to, like, split the videos up more. I mean, makes it a lot more friendly and consistent for me. And also, I'm excited to do this Smash Bros. Tutorial series. It's getting like a little bit popular in my channel now, which is pretty nice. And other things too, yeah, like this kind of took a little bit longer than I wanted to do for Link. Like, I had original footage for like the one Link design that I was about to do, but it was like over an hour long, and like uploading it to like Google Drive and whatever took forever, and I actually kind of gave up on that. And then so I was kind of like, you know what, let me just split it up into like 3 parts instead of like one part entirely, or even just like 3. And so there's just a lot better approach. But yeah, so like anyways, so this is the Link design here. And yeah, like I didn't go too much into posturing, so otherwise you could posture him to look like this. So this is overall like what you would get here. So yeah, like his feet, his shield and everything. But anyways, I hope you guys, you know, like liked this video, at least for like information and how to like fold Link here. So otherwise I'll try like a lot better here, especially with the design. But anyways, about to wrap things up. I hope you guys liked it, and subscribe and like if you want to. Bye bye.